Washing off dishes before putting in the sink. Putting dirty clothes in bin. Put makeup and hair products back after use. Don't get mad at me when you don't get what you want. Remember that we're trying to move forward and don't focus on the past. It's like a to-do list. It's basically just telling me to clean up after myself. My being a little messy with my makeup and stuff is like down there.
This is a piece of some of the bigger problem. Yes, we have bigger problems.
I left because of you.
Ooh-wee, the big problem is I left because of you. You know what's so crazy? Rob decides to write down this whole list of problems that he feels that they need to work on and hopefully would better their relationship. Meanwhile, Sophie's obviously letting him know that, listen, I didn't leave because of these little things here. I left because of you and your infidelity issues, okay? I left because at the same time, you're also trying to control me. But you know what I noticed though, whilst I was watching these two in this episode? If you look closely, really closely, Sophie and Rob literally look like brother and sister. Now I'm gonna let that marinate. Just, yeah, have a watch. But apart from that, let's get back into the importance of the video. And let's carry on and see what else obviously went down with these two.
Like, I'm literally just trying to find ways for us to have less issues. Because I don't want to have these interactions. Because
Stop online cheating on me. Stop controlling me. How do you not count the toilet roll papers of how many I've used?
Because you literally use a whole roll.
Okay, I'm a woman. Women use more toilet paper than men.
Okay, but that's just very inconsiderate.
You know what's so crazy? Let's go back. So this whole thing begins with Rob giving her a list. She says that these things are literally the least of our problems. Our problem is the fact that the problem is that I left you. Why did I leave? I left because of your infidelity, which is obviously what she then brings back up here, because obviously she wants to focus on the fact that she is struggling to trust him. But then Rob then goes backwards to the very beginning and goes, yeah, but you use a toilet. What? What? You see how these two are like on two completely different pages. One is literally want to talk about what the real problem is or why she doesn't want to be there. Meanwhile, the other person wants to talk about petty things. Like, really and truly, that is crazy. But let's continue with the siblings. Oops, did I say that?
I think what will fix a marriage is you get some therapy. Because you have issues.
Now, to be fair, do we believe that Rob needs therapy? That's a bit of an interesting one. I don't know if that's a bit too far. I don't know if that's a bit too harsh, to be honest with you, because really and truly, when we are analyzing, or at least when I'm analyzing their relationship, I just analyze two people that are not compatible. And when two people are not compatible, it's very easy for maybe one of them to look as if they're more crazy than the other one. So therefore, it may come across as that maybe that person needs a little bit of therapy or whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that is the case, because sometimes some people bring out the worst in us rather than bringing out the better in us. Now, of course, when it comes to Sophie and Rob, neither one of them have ever displayed the ability to show us that either one of them have an impact of positivity on each other's life. They only seem to have a negative impact on each other's life. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly, if there's a therapy thing that needs to be happened, it should more or less be a couple's therapy, not necessarily, oh, you need therapy, because really and truly, that isn't going to fix anything. Even if Rob went and got therapy, it wouldn't change anything, because the matter of the fact is Sophie would still be Sophie, meaning that there's nothing that she does that brings positive to his life. Meanwhile, whatever he does doesn't bring positive to her life anyway. Hence the reason why they are not compatible. So really and truly, that whole therapy thing personally, if somebody said that to me, boy, I would have taken that personally. I would have been like, are you crazy? What about you? Have you not recognized the way you behave? Like, you literally left me for a whole 2 months to live with somebody else. Blah, blah, blah. Come on now. Let's just, yeah, let's go.
Like, why do I have to beg my wife to stay?
You don't have to beg, but you have to. I would like us to do it, like, progressively. Obviously, Rob is upset and does want me to stay, but because I know how me and Rob are, I just don't want to make things worse and for us to have a step back.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like, most of the time when somebody says, hey, I don't want to move back in just yet, I want to move slowly, I want things to move progressively, to be honest with you, that usually means several things. And one of those things is that this person now has options. They've got options and they're weighing the options. And in the meantime, whilst they're weighing the options, they're just going to see if you can pull up your socks, if you can pull up your act. Because in theory, in this situation, the person who, i.e. Sophie, right? Yes, she'd prefer to be with Rob because it's the comfort zone. She's someone that she's with. She's married to him. But because there's other options now, at the same time, she doesn't want to let them go just yet. So she's got to make sure that the main choice, the choice that she does want, is going to fix up. And if it doesn't fix up, well then, you know what? Bye-bye. I'm just going to go to the new options. And that is at the behavior of somebody that clearly should have never got married in the first place. Somebody that did not listen to the words that you're given at the time when the priest says the words when you get married. I've never been married, so I forget what the words are. Death do us part and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, whatever. So, you know, and that's something that she's already not got. That's something that she's already gone against anyway by moving out and obviously not being with Rob for the past 2 months. And in reality, look at it this way: if you move out and you haven't seen him for like two months, 3 months, whatever, really and truly, that says your relationship is done. It really and truly usually says that your relationship has no way of turning around, because the fact that she was gone for that long says a lot. And in that timeline, Rob wasn't wearing his wedding ring and Sophie didn't even have hers on her because she was still with Rob. You see what I'm saying? So in that timeline, Lord knows what these two have been doing. And also on top of that, because infidelity is her biggest issue in this relationship, what's my man been doing for those 2 months? But also what's she been doing for that 2 months? So therefore, that also leaves the gap to create more paranoia around whether or not this man is going to be loyal to her or not. But if she had stayed with him and they'd obviously tried to actually make it work, then obviously, you know, by now, maybe the what do you call it? The trust issues maybe would have gotten better by now, but they haven't. She's allowed them to linger, and now we're still here in the same bloody conversation about Rob and his infidelity. It's a complete shiz show. But listen, we're going to continue, but before we do that, please do hit the subscribe button, because I know right now you're still here for a reason. You're here because I got you hooked. I got you so hooked, you're going to subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Come on now, road to 60K, let's get it.
I haven't told Rob about Callum coming to visit me just because we've had so much other drama that I just haven't found the right time to tell Rob.
I really don't know much about this guy. The fact that he's gonna fly all the way across the ocean to see her doesn't make me feel very good at all. What does this guy look like?
He's a British guy. He has brown hair. He's not ugly.
So
You're my type. Callum doesn't look like you.
if this dude
He's coming to visit anyway, so it's a good opportunity for you to show that you are able to fit into my life and be okay with the people that are important to me.
if this dude doesn't look like Gollum, then I don't like it.
Hey, listen, put some respect on Gollum, okay, right? Gollum wasn't always like that, okay? It was the ring that did it to him, okay? Leave Gollum out of this. Gollum's an OG. For all those Lord of the Ring fans, you know what I'm talking about. My precious. Yes, my precious. To be fair though, maybe it's a good thing that the guy doesn't look like Gollum, because, you know, if she had a friend that was obviously not attractive now, you know that man's playing the longer game, right? The longer game of being hella patient for his precious Sophie. But if he's a good looking guy, then he more or less is still playing a long game, but he's not really playing a long game in terms of the fact that he's actually waiting for Sophie. It's more of like, if the opportunity comes to be able to, he's going to take the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So really and truly, he's better off him not looking like Gollum. And plus, the one that looks like Gollum, he'll be the first one to say to Sophie, he ain't shiz. He's not a rude man. He can't treat you. A man should be treating you like this, treating you like that. And you know, he's the one that tells all the good things about how a woman should be treated. And you're like, you know what? You're so right. But guess what, though? When he's saying all those things, he's telling you how he wants to treat you. But for you, because you don't want him, it's just going over your head. And then Gollum is left in the situation. He's like, my precious will want to be one day. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, but the matter of fact is, right, isn't it interesting how on this show, right, it's always the women that have male friends. Danielle brought in her ex. You know what I mean? Obviously we got Tim and Veronica. You know, it's always, what is this thing with having male friends? Like, it's so bizarre. Now, I'm not saying there's anything necessarily wrong with it, okay? Because it is what it is. But why is it? That was the thing. And whenever it happens, it's always like a defense thing of like, yeah, but you know, so-and-so's been here, which I absolutely get it. But let's be real though. I do generally feel like each time they bring in a male counterpart to be there, it's really just to bring someone in to throw in a spanner into the relationship, so therefore it can make the show look a bit more interesting. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. So yeah. But anyway, we'll see obviously what happens next week when he comes in, and see obviously how Rob obviously reacts, if you know what I mean. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts and your opinions, and we can most certainly talk about it down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.